Oh, what is up, Vape Trainers? This is VapeTrain coming at you. So today is a very special day. I will be doing my first top 5 video. So my first top 5 video is going to be based on really my top 5 mods that don't really damage the game too much. Yes, they do add some elements that do take away from certain aspects of the game, but they're not really game breaking in my opinion. But yeah, so we're going to start off with number 5. And you know what number 5 is? Number 5 is going to be Death Helper. Oh, well, that didn't work out. So Death Helper is actually fantastic, even though, yes, when it comes down to it, Arc did go ahead and they made more than enough different things to make it so you can find your body easier, you can do, whatnot. But when it comes down to it, Death Helper is still amazing for, I want to say, 3 major reasons. Now, the 3 major reasons is the fact that, first off, they don't cost anything. The only thing that it really costs to learn, well, you can learn it for free in your engrams. Scroll on down here, you've got the Corpse Finder and the Suicide Potion. These are go along with Corpse Finder. Now, of course, Suicide Potion, we all know what that means. Oh, yay, we get to commit suicide in those times when you get really stuck and you can't do anything else about it. The other one is the Corpse Finder. Now, I know Arc put in the whole beacon for wherever your body is, but honestly, I've always found Corpse Finder to be a lot better. It will literally just pop up a string that goes towards a corpse, or you know what, here, I'm gonna kill myself, and I'm gonna actually really show this. You know what, I'll do it by making a Suicide Potion. Now, the Suicide Potion will cost your specimen implant, and you can't transfer it, you can't put it in a box or anything like that. It stays in your inventory. So you just go ahead and take that, and you die. It's quite simple. Now, I'm going to go ahead and spawn back at this bed over here. Y'all make sure to close your eyes. Close your eyes. You're not going to be able to see what's here. No, you can't see anything here. You don't see anything. You don't see anything. I'm going to go and I'm going to run back over here. You didn't see nothing. You see nothing. You see nothing. You'll see nothing. All right, so whenever you die and you respawn and you have to run back to your body, you see how the beacon is there for what Arc added in? Now, the Corpse Finder will point you in the direction with these little like cross shapes of wherever your bag might be, and it'll do a red beacon. Now, of course, it just kind of blends in with the green beacon and everything. Now, one of the better things that I like about Corpse Finder is that if your body went underground or glitched through or something, most of the time you can hit the button again when you're close to your body and it'll pull the bag to the surface. The bag's right there for you, so you can just go ahead and pick it all up. Now, that to me is the best feature ever. I cannot tell you how many times I almost lost my body, how many times I almost lost everything because of the fact that my body fell through the earth. Corpse Finder, you've had my back this whole time, and I will totally say that you are definitely in my top 5, because no matter what, you're fantastic. Oh, also, as you can tell, I'm wearing the very creepy bulldog mask for the new Aberration map. It is extremely creepy. Yes, it is. You look crazy. But, when it comes to the Aberration stuff, you also get this nifty little Aberrant helm. You get a Aberrant sword skin, you get the bulldog, and you also get the Reaper helmet skin. Now, I felt that it would be a little bit more concerning to be half naked with this weird bulldog face. Like, tell me that is not creepy. That will be in your nightmares, even though it's supposed to be cute. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, guys. So the next one is number 4. Is the Super Spyglass. Now, the Super Spyglass is basically like a magnifying glass, and a spyglass had a baby. Now, my only con that I really find about this is that you can't actually see who owns a building. It doesn't show you owners of structures, but it'll show you all the stats of a dinosaur you're looking at. So it'll show you the health, the torpor, it'll show you the stamina, it'll show you the actual allocated points that went into it. For example, crazy ass level Therizino I did for this video so I could get everything together. Like, it shows the full breakdown on it. This is fantastic. Whenever you're running around and you're trying to find that one specific dino you've been looking for forever, or you're looking for the perfect breeding pair so that you can, go ahead and breed it with your max level Rex or whatnot, the Super Spyglass is amazing. It also has a zoom feature, so when you're looking through it, you can zoom on over to the other side of the map. Well, not the other side of the map, but the other side of the ocean. As you can tell, I'm on Irby Island here. Like, you can look all around. If the thing's kind of out of view, you just zoom in on it. It also will, most of the time, actually look straight through structures. So let's say that, like, you're trying to look out your window, or you've got a glass door or a greenhouse door. It won't be affected by that. You'll be able to see straight through. So that is fantastic to me. Now, the other one I really like, this brings up my number 3 of my top 5 mods. It's the randomly colored dinos. Now, this mod is so clean, so insignificant on a server, but it is so freaking awesome. Now, the reason why I think this thing's awesome, because how often do you find an Anki that looks like that? Or, hold on. We're gonna go and let's see if we can find a better. We're gonna hop on the Therizino. We'll run around on that. Let's see. Better colors on that. How often do you find a blue Ankylo? How often do you find a... let's see, where's the Theo Mia? There's a nicely colored Theo Mia over here earlier. I might have eaten it already. But yeah, the randomly colored dinos, you can actually manipulate it, and you can tell it for certain packs of dinos, certain types of dinos to spawn in a certain color range. You can do that whole manipulation. But randomly colored dinos takes the limit off of the colors for all dinos. Now, this thing will not interfere with current dinos you have. This will not interfere with any of that. All it does is it affects the freshly spawned dinos. So you get like pure red Pteros more often. You get random blue spiked Spinos. You get pure yellow dinos. Now, I don't see any other ones that are really outstanding here. Let's see. Any more around here? Ankylo with kind of golden spikes. You also have a red Theo Mia. Come on. Are there any other good colors around here? That Ankylo, you will not find this color combination out in the wild that often. Like, that is ridiculous. And the male colors are normally a little bit more vibrant than the females. Like, they try to base it kind of off of nature just a little bit. But yeah, a vibrant green Theo Mia. Randomly colored dinos is absolutely fantastic. Like, they touched my heart when I saw it. I fell in love with it as soon as we added it, because it was such a simplistic mod, but it did so much. Like a vibrant blue Ankylo. Like, you don't find this stuff, you know? A green striped Ankylo. Like, I've tamed Anklyos that are like vibrant red with black spikes and stuff, like a blue Theo Mia. Like, it is amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna go check out my number 2 mod, and it's the one behind us. All right, folks, so we're over here at the number 2 spot, the Advanced Rafts mod. Now, this thing, I want to go after mods that don't really break the game, because of the fact that I have never really enjoyed mods that just go way over the top. There's no reason for it. I've never liked really overly exaggerated servers. So this one does have a few things that I do not like, but the rest of it is amazing. Let's go over the amazing stuff first. So, rafts. You have a regular raft, an advanced raft, and a extra large raft. Each one has different amounts of foundations and building spots that you can put on it. The rafts themselves actually have here. Well, we'll go over and check them out over here. Y'all ignore everything else as I'm running through. Ignore it all. Ignore it all. Ah. So the rafts themselves actually have weight limits and inventories for themselves. So you can put a load of stuff into your boat and not have to worry about it. Like you don't have to worry about a box being broken. The person has to actually destroy the raft. Now, as you can tell by the two rafts that are right here, da da da. Now that paddleboard, this is literally just a cosmetic item. There are certain things in here that are cosmetic and they do nothing. They might do something later in the future. I have no idea. You'll have to actually talk to the guy who did this mod. But so the regular advanced raft, you can tell, is a little bit smaller than the it's the extra large advanced raft or large advanced raft. It seems a little bit thicker. It's got a little bit more mass to it. Its actual sail's a little bit bigger. But these things have weight limits and they also have item capacity, so you can load a bunch of stuff on here. Now, when it comes down to it, you also have the let's start off with the dinghy. Where's the dinghy? Where's the dinghy? Where's my dinghy? There you go. Here's a little dinghy right here. Now, while I'm playing around on the dinghy, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the other special features of rafts and everything else. Now, all the rafts have specific things that you can do. So you have camera selection, you have speed selection, you have a bell. You also have, I don't know if this one will have the horn because it's such a small boat. This thing acts like it's a creature of some sort, but it's not. Don't worry about it. So speed function, you have slow, half speed, and full speed. We'll just do a difference between the two. So slow speed, of course, is probably going to be along the lines of a normal raft. And then if you like drifting, you can totally flip it over to full speed. And full speed is redonkulous. Like, once you get up to speed, you are just going fast as, oh, get out. Whoa. Look at that. Look at that. You got the whole drift action going and it's just... All right. So the next part about this is the actual camera selection. You can do the default, which is this one. But then you also have camera selection ×3. It expands your view. So if you're ever driving around on a super huge boat, you can actually pull your camera out and it adjusts your camera for you so that you have full view of what you're doing. You can do, let's see, ×3, ×6, and ×9. So let's do ×9. Look at that. Isn't that ridiculous? The camera option on this is amazing. And it's not like whenever it comes to just having to go into K mode so that you have to, you can't turn. You have to like angle things and then pop out of K mode and then go back into this. No, look at this. I am in full mode, turning around, drifting around on this little dinghy like it's nobody's business. This is awesome. This is one of the main reasons why we actually put this on the kind of vanilla servers, because of the fact that you can do this with your boats and you've got such a large selection of different types of boats and rafts and building selections, all this stuff. It is awesome. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull up in here and we are going to go ahead and check out the Longship. Longship, it has the same view settings, but let's see, does this one have bell? Okay, this one doesn't have the horn, but it has the same camera selections and everything else, which makes this awesome. Hide sail, show sail. Let's see, does hide sail on this one? Yeah. Instead of taking the sail off completely, which I think I have an extra sail on here. There we go. Yeah, I've got an extra sail on here. So instead of actually taking it off on these pre-built, designed ships, it rolls up the sail. So it looks like you're actually on a sail ship. Like, it looks like you're actually just running around on the ocean on an actual boat instead of just some random piece of wood that happens to have a sail on it. So you got the Longship. I personally enjoy the, what is this called? What do they call this one? The Cog. I enjoy the Cog. It's a simple ship. It looks great. If I remember correctly, you can actually build a little bit on it. Some of these boats you can't actually build on, which is an absolute shame. But yeah, So this one, I could totally slap a new sail on here. I could slap a sail towards the front. It too, of course, has a weight capacity. It also has, let's see, does this show the weight capacity when you look at the stats? No, it just shows you the weight thing. You can do the bell again, camera selection. You can also, I wonder, do these follow you? No. I could have swore one of these would follow you. Hold on, let me double check that. I think is it the dinghy? Will the dinghy follow me? We're gonna check this out, folks. Let's see if this dinghy will follow me. Dinghy. Dinghy, dinghy, da 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 da. No? Behavior. Enable following. Will it follow? Will it follow? Let's see. It's acting like it wants to do something. Can this thing actually follow me? That would be crazy. But yeah, so you can get, of course, you can tell dinosaurs to follow the ships and everything. Now, the galleon looks absolutely amazing. So let me fly up here. I'll give you a good full view of this. Yeah, talking about the colors. Green, red, Bronto. You also have a red Theo Mia. Oh, no. The galleon looks absolutely amazing. I love the detail that this guy went into to make this. The only thing I don't like is, so there's this whole bottom section inside of the galleon. Now, if you decide to place it or whatnot, you'll end up in the bottom section. And I have no idea how I can get into the bottom section where all the cannons are. It makes me sad because I really wanted to do stuff like that. I wanted to be able to put all the cannons on the bottom floor. Now, you can build some things on the actual platform of the galleon and the other ships. And it's just kind of a little bit of a build restriction. Of course, as I said, this one also has weight capacity too. It is storage. So yeah, this is gorgeous. I love this so much. Sail controls, I can change the color, I can hide sails. So all of them are rolled up. Let's see, what colors? Sail controls, color selection. Let's go with black. And sail control, show sails. Woo! You see me coming on the horizon, I'm going to be taking all your booty. So it's got the bell. I could have swore one of these had a horn. Huh. I am disappointed. Alright, so those are the pre-made ships. You've got the cog, the galleon, the longship, and the advanced dinghy. Advanced dinghy is great. Yeah, so you see this section with all the cannons and stuff on it? I want to get in there. That is where I want to get into and build. I think that the developer of this really needs to get it functioning. So, to go along with the stuff on your ships, the rafts themselves, you can actually put figureheads. You have every single type of wyvern. You have fire, lightning, poison, etc. You also have the dragon as a figurehead. I don't know why there's a Bronto. That just seems like too much to me. But you can also edit these. You also have a female figurehead, which you can actually... Dun, 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 it's about to get racy. Hide bra. Just kidding. You can't see anything. It's all blurted out. But, so you got the figureheads. You have a lot of cosmetic stuff. Now, the anchor actually acts as a ladder, like a retractable ladder. When you put down the mount for it and the anchor and the chain, it can withdraw and pull up and down the side of your ship. So if you have an anchor on the side of your ship, you can climb up to the top. It's pretty cool. You also have the flotation device, which, as far as I know, has no actual use. It's just there for looks. Now, searchlights. Searchlights are awesome. Let's go ahead and set this down to set time of day. Let's go with nighttime. There we go. So, searchlights. Boop. They are bright as F. You can actually select exactly how far you want it to point, up, down, whatnot. This is the wall-mounted one. There's also the actual big-looking one. These all actually run off of wood, thatch, oil, gas, spark powder, basically any type of fuel that you can get your hands on. You can change the elevation, you can have it looking up, you can do that. So these things are super bright and super awesome. So you can light up the bottom of the ocean with them. And you also have the beacon. The beacon is lit! This thing is great, runs on, as I said, spark powder, wood, all that jazz. Gives off a lot of light, good amount of actual, like, thermal insulation. Not insulation, but what is it, hyperthermal? Yeah, hyperthermal, that's the word. Definitely keeps you warm. You also have two different sizes of cannon. You have a smaller cannon and a larger cannon. There is no damage difference that I know of, but they also have different modes. They have, let's go ahead and I'll spawn in a cannonball for us in a minute here. I'll probably wrap up this part. But they have a cannon, and then they also have a fireworks selection, which makes me sad that I can't actually, if it's set on fireworks, just go ahead and hit fire instead of having to worry about putting in a cannonball. But it's all good. Of course, it has one slot. Same with the large cannon, it has one slot as well. So their plants, like their actual farm plots, are little circles. So I feel that really does give like a nice little hint of style. You also have portholes, which can be put on window frames. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have the cauldron, which acts like an industrial cooker. You have, no, the helms, these do nothing. They look cool, but all they are is a storage box. They don't actually connect to anything. They do not steer your ships, anything like that. All they are is storage. Now, a lot of the things in here are really just storage. Now, chimney is for doing, as you can tell, refines resources and everything. So like gas, oil, it does the metal, it does charcoal, it does all of that as well. But they look really cool. Like you could, if you built like a steamship looking thing, you could put those on top and have those be the chimneys. You also have there's another vent that looks like the half vents that kind of come up. You also have a water barrel, which actually acts as like the water taps and the water tanks and everything that you can do for your base on normal Ark. Now, let's go ahead and get some light in here. We're going to set time. Actually, before we get into that, before we move away from lighting, we're going to go and we're going to show you the other lighting that they have. So, these things are super bright. You have the chandelier, you have the candelabra, you also have the wall lights. There's two different versions. You have a candle wall light, and then you have I think it's like a guide light or something, navigation light. So all these provide exceptional amount of light, and the string lights as well. They don't actually require anything to make light. Now, there is also, come on over here, you have different sails. Now, these sails, you have a small, a medium, a large, and an extra large. And these actually run off of spark powder or any other fuel that you feel like putting it in. And it provides warmth, it provides light. So instead of just having a regular old sail, you can have one that actually has a burning fire on top so your enemies can see you coming. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to daytime here. Set time of day to, let's go 6 o'clock a.m. No, that didn't want to work. Okay. Boom. No? Okay, it doesn't want to change. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of gamma up here. It's going to look a little crappy, but it'll be fine. So along with the other sails, you also have the regular looking sails that don't have the torches on top. You've got the small, the medium, the large, the extra large. Now, the next stuff I'm going to cover, I don't like how some of these are. I do not like the fact that I can learn this stuff super early, like the advanced forge for this. Advanced forge. Okay. The advanced, does it show it? Forge. Oh, okay. So I think on my init file, I actually have them blocked off. So the reason why I have these is because I spawned them in. I do not like the cauldron, and I do not like the advanced forge. Now these things, you can learn them really quickly, really easily, and they act like the industrial forges and cookers and stuff like that. Also the what you call it, the grill. Yeah, you've got a grill barrel that cooks massive amounts of meat really quickly. And it really does take away from the actual like game. There's like you're not progressing to get to the industrial forge or the industrial grill or the industrial cooker. It kind of defeats it a little bit, you know? So that's why we actually have those blocked off. That's why I have them blocked off on my single player as well. Because I really do feel that it takes away from it. Other people might not agree. That is just my opinion. There is also, like, here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to toss on 120 some odd meat and turn that baby on. So, we also have the water barrel, which access that, and cannons, that. All right, so we have the advanced rafts crafting station. Pretty nice, simple, smithy-esque thing. You also have a boat smithy, which is right here. So it's pretty nice. It's just a log with an anvil on top, so it's pretty nice. You also have a better version of the beer barrel. I personally like the way this thing looks. I feel that's the way it should have looked to begin with. But yeah, you can attach it to water sources just like you can the cauldron and the water tap. You have a chum bucket, which is for spoiling meat and holding on to bait. You also have the paint bucket, which expressly is here for crafting paints. So you can sit here and get everything going. You have different types of tables. So this is the galley table. Now you can actually put a tablecloth on here, which makes it look a little bit more classy. You can do the same thing with the smaller table as well. You also have stools. You have little tiny tables. You have this guy right here is actually the egg incubator. It runs on spark powder. It basically acts as an AC and it super boosts your stuff. Gives like 1200 insulation on both sides, so you'll be able to incubate just about any egg. Let's see. Now, storage cans. I don't like these either. They don't require electricity. They do not require any sort of fuel, and they act as if they are a fridge. Now, on that note, there is a preserving bin, which is it's simple, it's easy. It makes jerky, it does whatnot, it preserves things. But when it comes down to it, like the storage can, and on top of that, the large storage can, both to me, I feel like they break the game because I don't have to work to get to a fridge. All I have to get to do is like level 15 or 20, and I get these. I don't get it. You've got the grill going. Look at it. Great animation, cooking all the meat for you. But look at that. Ridiculous amounts of meat being cooked in a matter of moments. Let's see. What else? Do we have anything else to cover here, guys? Covered that. Oh, also, one of the best things I like about this. So, I've always had an issue with trying to make an actual dock. Trying to make a dock for ships or for my water dinos or anything like that. I've always had an issue trying to do it because it was always a pain. You had to put down a foundation, you had to do ceilings and pillars. This is the Advanced Rafts dock. It does this animation for you. It goes all the way down. These are actually in the way here. Like, you can't swim through them, but you can get through the centers. All it requires is the initial thing, and you can shoot straight across. Like, I even came over here, and I started building way out into the water. Now, there's a limit to how far the actual legs or supports for it will go, but look at that. There's nothing below it. I haven't had to put any sort of foundation, ceilings, pillars, anything like that to enable me to build all the way out this direction. I even was able to take away one of the docks to start making another platform out in the middle of the water. I'm going to test that out later. I might end up just having a base that's right out in the middle of the ocean and no one can touch it. But we'll see how that goes. So yeah, that is the advanced rafts mod. Of course, there's a bunch of other little things. There's like rope fences. There's the dock fences, which look pretty cool. You've got, I mean, I basically showed you all the lights. I showed you that. I mean, if there's anything else I'm missing, by all means, leave it in the comment section below. But yeah, I do find this to be an amazingly beautiful mod. It is awesome for the guy who really wants like that water world feel or a pirate feel in Ark Survival Evolved. But we're going to go ahead and get to the next one. My number one. I love you, man. You're my number one. We're going to go ahead and get over to the mod that I absolutely love. It is one that I do feel kind of breaks the game for little points, and it adds a lot of automation, but it makes the game so much more enjoyable not having to do certain tasks. We'll be right back for that one. All right, folks, so time for my number one. Woo woo. So my top mod, I absolutely love this mod. It has put so much joy back into my life when it comes to Ark. Of course, it's Structures Plus. Structures Plus is the bomb. It is absolutely amazing. It does so many things, helps with so much stuff. So before we get moving, let's start off with one of the main things that makes this thing amazing. Now, this is a more recent update. It used to be that you had to do the pulling through a different pull system where you'd select a menu that would tell you to the pull. But the modder who did this is amazing. All his stuff is amazing. Like, I have not had any issues with it. I think Super Spyglass is also one of his. This guy blows my mind. And of course, Ark, you made a smart decision deciding to like support this mod. This mod is amazing. So the pull feature is awesome. I can hit crafting, and if I have the supplies close by, I can select it. I can tell it to pull only one and hit the pull button. Now, I don't know if I have the resources for this. I think here, we'll show you. Back up here. There's, you're gonna tickle this, tickle that, tickle, 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 tickle. All right, so he's tickled all that, right? Now I have no fiber in my inventory, nothing like that. As you can tell, no fiber, right? I select, I put the number of how many hats I want to make, and I just hit the pull button. And it pulls it directly to my inventory, pulls the actual resource here so that I can just go ahead and craft it. Now, if I wanted to do 100, it would pull 100. If you have the resources within the pull range, you can do it. There is also more than enough optional guns. I love these guns. They come in handy so much. They make things so much easier. You have the transparency cycler, which with S+, it adds an entire another tier to the game, which is called glass. Now, glass acts like a greenhouse pieces would do. Like, it literally renders greenhouse pieces obsolete because it is the equivalence to metal, but it's see-through and it gives the greenhouse buff. So you can build an entire, basically, glass base. Now, the glass has an awesome feature. It has different transparencies. You can do one-way glass, two-way glass. You can do different levels of transparency. So you can have full control over that. You also have a model selector, which actually with the glass, it will actually change whether there's like bars on the sides, the top, the bottom, whether there's basically adjust the border of whatever glass piece you're trying to adjust. Now, the demo gun. Demo gun is my personal favorite because it works on normal Ark gear. It works on literally every single piece of anything here. Did you place down that one that industrial forge by accident in the wrong spot, oh man, that's not a problem, because when you have this demo gun, you just pop it right back in your inventory, and you can go ahead and just pop it right back out. So that, to me, is amazing. It also has the fence supports and stuff like that, but we're on guns. We're going through guns first, okay? Now, I'm not going to be able to cover everything about this mod because this mod has so much to it. As you can tell from my engrams, it adds S+ versions of all the tech stuff. It's awesome. It's so amazing. So you have the S+ demo gun, which also, let's say you didn't really want to, pick it all up, but you want the resources back. So you just right click and it turns into a red demo gun, and it'll demo and give you the resources back as if you were demolishing. But you don't have to get up on it and do the whole little countdown timer for demolishing. No, you just click this bad boy and it's gone. All right. Now, the next gun is actually the repair gun. The repair gun, if you have the actual resources and stuff in your inventory, you can actually point and shoot and it'll repair them. The turret configurator, actually, if you set it to player only and it'll do this distance and a warning, you can set that between all your turrets. You just walk over, right click, copy the actual settings, and then go ahead and shoot to config everyone after that. The transfer gun is amazing because you can transfer things from one box to the other in 2 clicks. You can transfer things from yourself to a dino or a dino to a box. You can just mass transfer everything so much easier. The light setter is actually for the specialty S+ lights, like your S+ torches, your S+ wall torches, your S+ auto lamps, everything else. It helps do the different degrees. There's so much more there. Visibility tool will make it whether you can hide or show all the hideable structures like pipes and cables and other things. Blueprint maker, you can convert structures to blueprints. So let's say you could have what best thing to say, let's say you have a vessel blueprint. You convert vessel, you can convert that to a blueprint. Euthanasia gun, you ever have too many dinos and you need to get rid of a lot of them, but it takes a long time to unclaim and do all this other stuff to kill them, or just sit there and stab them. This thing is amazing. You right click on the dino, double click, and it dies. S+ converter, you can actually convert all your old ARC stuff into S+ stuff. So if you're tearing down your base to rebuild it in S+, which what I'm doing right now, I'm actually rebuilding my base on the island server so that I can, when Aberration comes out, I feel like everything's organized and everything on the island server. But yeah, so you convert all your old stuff into S+ stuff. It's amazing. The underwater tool. It works on the underwater vacuum compartments as you're swimming around. As you can tell, 3 modes: open, close, and freeze. So you can go back and forth between those portholes and everything, get in and out. The remote turns things just on and off, and it makes things open and close. So you don't need a specialty remote or anything like that. You already have one built in. Now, the transfer tool. This thing is ridiculously amazing. I have not used it nearly as much as I probably should. It makes putting bullets and stuff in your turrets easier. It makes, whenever you're trying to find that one specific resource or item or something like that, it pulls up this whole menu here where you can say all structures that you're going to be transferring from. And then you can be like, okay, well, items to transfer. And you're like, I need all this fiber, and I need to transfer it all to, let's see, the Therizino. And then you hit the transfer button, and it goes through and does its transfer and transfers it all to the Therizino. Whatever's in range gets transferred. This has so many possibilities to it. So those are the guns. Those are the special little things. You also have the S+ crafting station, which is fantastic as well. It's got 300 slots to it. You could use it as a box if you wanted to. I personally enjoy the S+ Vault, which has 600 slots to it, and I think so does the... they added a metal bookcase. Why do we not have a metal bookcase already? This thing has 600 slots to it as well. It looks awesome. I have not put it in here. There's just so much with S Plus estimated. We're just going to go over a few basic things here. So there's actually a stone ramp that you can make. Ramps can actually be converted back and forth between ramp and stairs. There's double doors that have an auto open and auto close. The stairs, instead of doing that weird, awkward, like halfway up, like thing that normal arc stairs do, these only go up one wall height. That's it. So you could be able to build the stairs any way you want. You can also change the direction that they're in. You do it, flip stairs. Well, it's attached, so I can't flip it. But you can flip the direction it's going. I wonder if I can do it at the top one up here, because it's flip stairs. Yeah, see? You can change the direction. So instead of going back and forth, like having to try to get this whole weird thing to fit, you can just switch it. You flip that back. You can also disable the railing so that you can actually hop off things a lot easier. They have 4 high walls, 12 high walls. That's a 12 high. That thing is ridiculous. Those are the walls that I was using in glass and metal form for my base on Ragnarok. It is ridiculous. You also have the ability to build slanted, like the sloped roofs attached to the sloped triangle wall, but it's actually like upside down instead of you having to finagle it around. Look at that. Look at how slick that is. It just pops right on in there. You also have one of the biggest things that Ark should have added so long ago. Triangle foundations. So I can build a circle base, or, well, not really circle, but I can build a rounder base instead of having to worry about it. I can build something like this with no problem. It's ridiculous. Like, there's so much stuff that is a part of this mod that just blows my mind. It makes this game so much better for the builder in me and so much better for everything else. Now, they also have a few other special things. Now, the automation process that I was saying that it does do, never mind the beacon, I went ahead and stole that from the advanced raft mod because I needed a light up here at the time. You have an auto collector. Now, the auto collector will collect poop, pearls, eggs, Akatina paste, all this stuff. Like, okay. Collector options, okay? It'll collect poop, eggs, paste, and pearls. So the pearls are if you have a Phoenix and it's poop and pearls, because that's what Phoenix's poop, apparently. It'll pick them up. It'll pick up eggs, paste, all that jazz. Now the poop, when it picks up the poop, it will distribute the poop to your dung beetles so that they can constantly be producing poop, like producing fertilizer. Like, you don't have to do it by hand anymore. It just automatically will distribute poop into their inventories. Now, in that case, with that automation, you just have one of these guys, the farmer. He distributes the fertilizer to all the crop plots that are within the range of him. Now, the range on these things are pretty awesome. You can also show the range. You can show the range of what they cover here. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? It shows the range. That's amazing. Like, there's no guessing here. Even with the feeding troughs. The feeding troughs, you can get it to show you the range of what it's feeding. So there's no guesswork. You just automatically know. So you also have the animal tender. Now, the animal tender will sit here and it'll pick up, let's say you've got basilosaurs and the freaking squids and stuff, and how they produce oil in their inventory, and how the Akatina, I think, produces the organic polymer. I think this thing will harvest that as well from it. It'll take that from their inventory and store it all inside of it. Now, the best thing about these guys is these things, when they're powered, they have a high spoil rate. So it's basically like whenever they transfer it, it stays at the same spoil rate as what it would be inside the dino itself. Now, the gardener, she will harvest all of your actual vegetables and narco berries and stuff, all your crop plots. She'll sit there and harvest all the berries for you until she gets full. You can also tell her to make sure to destroy the seeds as well, so that she doesn't get overloaded with that either. Next up is the nanny. Now, the nanny, 100% game breaking, 100% too much, but at the same time is amazing. She will sit there, she will feed your babies, she will imprint them for you, so you don't have to come back every 3 hours or whatnot. She just automatically, every time they go up by a percentage, she gets that imprint up by a percentage. It's just so awesome. At the same time, you've got the sheep herder. Sheep herder will shear all of your sheep for you. So this guy right here runs a raw meat, and you'll have piles upon piles upon piles of wool just chilling out into a box. Now, last but not least is the hatchery. The hatchery is awesome as well. So let's say you have a bunch of things hooked up to hitching posts. Now, hitching posts are an S+ thing as well, where you can attach 2 dinos or as many dinos as are in range to it and put them on wander, and they will not move. They will stand there and they will mate. Now, if you pair it up with this hatchery here, this hatchery gives an oviraptor buff to the radius that's around it. It also will pick up the fertilized eggs. Any fertilized eggs that are over 1% incubation, it'll pick it up and it'll incubate it down to 1%, and that is it. So that when you pull them out, you can just toss them on the ground and hatch them and not have to do it yourself. You don't have to keep the timer on anymore. These things are amazing. S+ just always has me speechless whenever I look at it. Like, look at this. How often was I able to build anything like this in Ark to begin with? I couldn't. I couldn't do this little thing. Just this little triangle thing right here. I couldn't do this before. S+ always and will always be one of my favorite mods on this game. Now, there's so much more to S+. I can't cover it. There's probably a lot more on the advanced Rafts, but those are my top 5, guys. But uh-oh, someone's got a surprise. I've got a surprise for you. You want to know what it is? More mods! So, I have a few other mods that I do want to give a special thanks or special recommendation for. So, the 2 that I really want to do is the Minor Stacks mod. Minor Stacks mod is something that there are all these stacking mods out there that really add too much to it. I don't want the ability to stack a couple 100,000 metal in one little stack and it weigh 20 or 30 pounds. That is inconceivable. Like, why would I want that? Why would I want that? But whenever it comes down to the minor mods, it only does things that spoil. So when it comes down to it, meat. Let's see, is there something that produces prime? Ah, there's a Bronto and some Stegos. So, things that prime, easier to stack now. I think it was like berries too. I think berries, yeah. So let's get some berries. 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 Now, the best thing about this that I like is it's only on items that you have to go and harvest. So, for example, like things that you harvest and things that have an expiration to them. So, berries, meat. I think organic polymer gets a boost, and I think that wyvern milk gets a boost. Like, it's something that I feel was a little bit needed for stuff like that, especially whenever you get to a high enough level where you're farming a lot. So, for example, berries stack up to 500. The prime stacks to 5. Let's see, what else was there? Raw meat stacks to 200. I think fish meat stacks to 200 as well. It makes things so much easier. Like, it doesn't really massively reduce the weight. It's only a minute amount of a reduction on weight. So it makes things so much better. Now, the last but not least, the last mod that I am going to throw into this video today is actually not in my inventory. Where do I have it? Where is it? Where is it? Alright guys, so apparently I had it on my clipboard, so I could just copy and paste the spawn code for this. Now, the swim clear glass mask is awesome. So this beautiful, beautiful mask here, it looks like just another scuba gear. it's not. So it's all foggy here, but it's not foggy down here. Look how clear all of this is. There is no random debris, there is no real issues here. Your view distance is what you see. I have been waiting for something like this for ages. To be able to see underwater super easily is amazing. If I remember correctly, I think there is a menu so I can change the setup on this. Get out of the water real quick so I don't drown, because that would not be very nice. Let's see, what does it say? Let's see, pretty sure it has options on here. I don't know. I feel like there's options, but this thing is amazing. It doesn't cause the whole border thing. It doesn't distort your view. It makes it so when you're underwater, it looks awesome. You're at the bottom, you see everything clearly. You don't have any issues like you did before where everything was cloudy and it was all hard to see. And no, this thing makes underwater gorgeous. Like, look at all this. Like, you remember how foggy and nasty all this look? Look how clear all of this is. Like, I just want to stay down here. Like, it's just gorgeous. Alright. So, alright guys, so that is going to be it for today. Those are my top 5 mods that I highly enjoy, that I highly recommend, because they don't completely destroy the game for what it is. Yes, there are a few things on both on the Advanced Rafts and S Plus that I feel do like kind of break the game, but it could be a lot worse. There's more than enough mods out there that are a lot worse, but y'all make sure to come back and see me sometime. This is VapeTrain. I'm signing out. Me and my potbelly. Funny thing is, I named this character VapeTrain IRL. Me and my potbelly. Alright guys, y'all come back and see me again. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any mods that you feel that I need to review or whatnot, by all means leave them in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, come back and see me sometime. Bye.